When it comes to ribbing patterns, there's literally hundreds of combinations to choose from. There's so many combinations of knits and purls that you can put together to make a ribbing fabric. But one thing I really love to do is make decorative ribbing patterns, and that's what I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you how to make an eyelet rib pattern, and this specifically is a large eyelet rib pattern. I have my swatch here, and you can see that in my column of knit stitches, I have these large eyelets. So you're working a lot of knit 4, purl 2 ribbing, but then every few rows we're going to add in our eyelet row, and it makes something just really decorative. It's interesting. This would be fun to put on the bottom of a hat or maybe the cuff of a sweater. I think it's just really lovely, and it's a really fun stitch pattern. So we're going to work this flat back and forth in rows, and so you're going to need a multiple of 6 stitches plus 2. So I have that on the needle here, and we're going to go ahead and work one setup row, and I'm going to work on the wrong side, and I'm going to knit 2, purl 4 all the way across, ending with a knit 2. So we finished that wrong side row, and now we're ready to start our 4-row repeating pattern. So to do that, we're going to purl 2, knit 4 all the way across. So row 1 is purl 2, knit 4 to the last 2 stitches, purl 2. And what's great about this stitch pattern is really once you're established, you're kind of just knitting the knits and purling the purls. And what do I mean by that? Here it looks like a knit stitch right underneath it, so we're going to knit. And then when we come to our purl stitches, the stitch below looks like a purl, so we're going to purl it. So that completes row 1, which was a right side row. And now for row 2, and actually just like that starting row we did, we're doing the same thing where we're going to knit 2, purl 4 to the last 2 stitches, knit 2. Once we're done with this row, then the fun begins. So the first 2 rows really are just sort of the setup to where we're going to work the eyelet. So now for row 3, we're ready to create the eyelet, and we're going to do that by decreasing and increasing. So let me show you. We're going to purl 2, and then when we get to where we were knitting 4, we're going to knit 2 together, yarn over twice, so once, twice around the needle, slip, slip, knit. And we'll keep repeating that all the way down. Purl 2, knit 2 together, yarn over twice, slip, slip, knit. And then purl 2. And we have one more to do. Knit 2 together, yarn over twice, slip, slip, knit. Ending with the purl 2. Now we're on row 4, which is the last row of our 4-row repeat, and you might be thinking, okay, are we going to just keep doing the same thing we've been doing on the wrong sides, and that's doing our knit 2, purl 4 all the way across. And the thing is, we can't actually do that because we did 2 yarn overs together. We have to treat it a little bit differently or else the whole thing's going to come unraveled. So let me show you what I mean. So we're going to still start with that knit 2. And now when we get to where we previously had been purling 4 on the wrong side, we're going to purl 2 and then knit 1, purl 1. And the reason that we did that is to lock the stitch in place. So what do I mean by that? Let's go to the next one. So I've purled 1. So here I've come to my double yarn over. I'm going to purl this first one. I still have 1 more yarn over left because I had the 2 yarn overs together. If I try to just purl into this again, all that happens is I've made this big loop, and actually you can see the yarn's just wrapping around my needle. I've just created really a mess and created 1 big loose stitch rather than 2 separate stitches. So if I just back that out, there's the purl from the first yarn over. I'm bringing the yarn to the back, and now I've knit it. And that allows you to keep your stitch count correct, and you've kept your yarn over nice and open, and you have your 2 stitches there. So let's do that just one more time. Going to purl 2, so the second purl is going into the first yarn over, and then we're bringing the yarn to the back to knit 1 and purl, knit 2. So you would just keep repeating those 4 rows and you would have a lovely large eyelet rib pattern.